Okay, this time we're going to try something new. We're going to use the developing graphic orders rules. And what those attempt to capture is the removed feeling that you have when you're actually commanding troops. Unlike classic war games where you're actually moving the pieces on the map right where you want them to go and you know where everyone is, Pub Battles captures the Kriegspiel feel of you're sending out orders, you're hoping these orders get interpreted correctly, and reports are coming back from the field and letting you know how things went. So today I'm going to be using the graphic order rules that we're developing. They're not out yet, and there's really nothing we can tell you about them because we're just trying them out. So what I'm actually going to be doing in this video is playing the role of Lee. So we're getting a Lee's command tent point of view of the battle. He's going to have the map before him, the estimated units' positions and strength. He's going to write his orders and send them out to A.P. Hill and Longstreet and Ewell. Then I'll run through, I'll do the video, the animated sequence of what happens with those orders. And then we'll pop back into the command tent where Lee will look at the new map with his latest reports from the front, and he'll have to write orders again. Now when you play at home, you still get to alter turn order because that represents the corps commanders trying to jockey for position with initiative and get there first, or see what the enemy's doing. Or what's often the case, even though you're moving after the enemy, what it's actually capturing is you anticipating what the enemy's going to do and setting a nice reception party. Okay, so that's what's going on. Let's see how this goes. That night, in his command post, Lee, Hill, and Early and Longstreet look over the map and discuss what they should do. The Union seems to have good troops and strength around Culp's and Wolf's Hill. Ewell's 2nd Corps is still in good strength. He tells him to build a line east of the stream, and with detachments he can extend it as far east as he needs to keep an eye on what the Union is doing. A.P. Hill's Corps is shattered in the day's exertion. His orders will be to hold up in the peach orchard and rebuild his strength. Longstreet complains that his troops have been held up all day by A.P. Hill's troops on the Chambersburg Pike. Lee orders A.P. Hill to get the troops off the pike, bring them down the side road, get them out of there, and then bring them up the peach orchard. And of course he tells Longstreet to bring his troops right up the center, just this side of Gettysburg. If those people think they're going to build a line there, they are sorely mistaken. And now, the night turn action. Lee examines the morning reports coming in of exactly where the Union bivouacked at night and where his troops got to in the middle of the night. He prepares orders for what to do after breakfast. Anderson should join the rest of A.P. Hill's Corps, investing the peach orchard. Ewell's 2nd Corps continues with its same orders, which are to form up east of Gettysburg and extend the line further east. And Longstreet, he wants to come out of line in front of Cemetery Hill, preparing for the big push. He dispatches riders with orders. It's mid-morning. The only orders Lee changes are to have Longstreet's Corps occupy Cemetery Hill. A.P. Hill's artillery opens up, driving the lead Union troops back. Late in the morning, Lee dispatches orders to A.P. Hill, capture Cemetery Ridge. It's turn 4. Lee can wait no longer. He orders A.P. Hill and Longstreet in. And now in the early afternoon, Lee's got reports. Longstreet was successful in the center, but he was hit very hard. He must push. One more push will break the Union. He's sure of it. However, A.P. Hill's Corps is ineffective. What remains must hold Confederate right. He orders Ewell into the fray. He sends in his orders, and he nervously awaits for the reports coming back. And Lee gets his reports back in. He is dismayed that Longstreet was unable to follow up. The North had pulled back too far, so Longstreet unpacked bags and recovered what he could. The moments tick away, and we're coming closer to late afternoon. Lee writes new order. He can't figure out what happened. Frustrated with Ewell's inaction, he orders him to make a very aggressive attack. Longstreet is pressed to capture Power Hill, and AP Hill is given permission to fall a little back. Please hold on. And Lee looks at the reports coming in. More success in the center. Hill is getting ground slowly, Confederate right. The only trouble was Johnson had some trouble around Wolf Hill in the center. The reports that the Wisconsin Iron Brigade was there. He steals his reserve and draws up his orders for the next turns. Again, he asks Longstreet and Ewell to continue the drive, to break the Union. But can AP Hill hold? Okay, turn 7, here we go. Lee makes a momentous decision in the last effort of the night. Let's have Longstreet wheel and attack the Union troops in front of AP Hill's corps. Give those boys some relief. Ewell expects a rest with not much action on his side. He sends his orders to Hood's troops. You guys unpacked your bags? You're fresh and ready to go? Now the bags are at risk. Scrape those blue bellies away from in front of AP Hill. Union artillery opens up. The exhausted Texans are driven back. And there you have it. This was a very close battle. On the same turn, both armies reached their breaking point of 9 infantry losses. Additionally, the Union has lost an artillery piece and 2 detachments. The Confederates have only lost 1 detachment. So the Confederacy has earned more victory points. Now these orders were really cool to use because there were many times I would have attacked differently or taken some opportunity attacks. Humphreys could have got a flank attack in here, but those weren't his orders. His orders were to stand. There are a few times I wouldn't have attacked, but I didn't have that choice. My orders said attack, so I did the best I could. This is a really cool way to play. In the future, I'll continue to use these graphic orders drawn out on these sheets like this. But other than me talking about these are the orders, this is what I'll do, the game itself doesn't play any different. But man, what a change. Good game.